If there's one takeaway from watching these high-speed chases, it's that trying to outrun the Arkansas State Police is a losing game. This speed enthusiast in a GMC Sierra found that out the hard way. Here's the thing about trying to escape in a pickup truck. You're never going to outrun those souped-up ASP cruisers. The ASP will keep coming until one of three things happens. You run out of gas, your tires give out, or they pit you into oblivion.
Speed 98 coming up to the north interchange. We're going to be staying 40 eastbound.
Continue 40 eastbound, speed 98.
We're past 30 Bridge. We're still eastbound on I-40. State Police is taking over primary. I'm giving the channel that we're staying with them.
Just drive 40. If you get a chance, we get past this traffic. Hit him.
Very copy.
71 Little Rock, passing the 156, 107.
That's 156 47.
Hopefully, they learned that the next time ASP lights them up, pulling over is the only smart move. Because when ASP asks nicely, they don't ask twice. October 14th, 2020. Federal Point, Arkansas. It was just another routine patrol for ASP Trooper Dylan Robbins until he spotted a spray-painted Range Rover heading westbound on Airport Road. A quick computer check flagged the tags as fake. This could mean one of two things: a stolen vehicle or a driver who shouldn't be on the road at all. Trooper Robbins pulled out to catch up, flicking on his emergency lights as he closed in. For a split second, it seemed like the driver would comply and pull over. But no. The suspect had a change of heart, and the chase was on. With the help of another officer, Trooper Robbins approached the stopped vehicle. In the driver's seat was 26-year-old Haley Hollingsworth, who wasn't budging or following commands. This led to Trooper Robbins using his baton to break the window and get inside. To be fair to Haley, she wasn't just being difficult. Her door was jammed shut. Police decided to let her wait it out until fire and EMS arrived with the right tools to open the door. Haley was eventually brought out on a stretcher and treated for minor injuries at the local hospital. Why did she run? Turns out she had good reason to panic. Haley's license was suspended, and she had multiple warrants out for her arrest. Court records showed that back in February 2020, she'd been arrested on 3 felony counts of second-degree forgery and theft of property over $1,000. After posting bail, she failed to appear in court and had been on the run ever since. If you think American police chases are intense, buckle up for this dash cam footage from Russia. We don't know exactly where in the motherland this pursuit happened, but one thing's clear. The driver of this car carrier was as drunk as a Soviet sailor and making a run for it. Russian officers were determined to put an end to this dangerous joyride. One officer, leaning out the window like an action hero, started taking pot shots at the truck's tires. It seems he found his mark because soon enough, the tires started to fail and showered the road with sparks. The chase continued, but it was clear the end was near. With shredded tires, the driver had no choice but to slow down and pull over. When the camera cuts back, he's already face down on the road with his hands behind his back. Fun fact, in Russia, the legal blood alcohol limit is 0.2 grams per deciliter, much lower than the 0.8 grams per deciliter allowed in the US. Safe to say, this truck driver was way over that limit. December 5th, 2023, Miami-Dade County, Florida. Police were in pursuit of a stolen utility van speeding south on I-95. The story behind this wild ride? The driver had just escaped from a nearby mental health facility, making his getaway on foot until he stumbled upon a car dealership with the keys conveniently left inside a van. Spotting the stolen van wasn't tough, and highway patrol officers soon caught up, kicking off a dangerous pursuit down the Florida freeway. A news helicopter overhead captured the chaos from above, showing us what ground-level dashcams couldn't. Watch as an officer moves in from behind, nearly sending the van spinning into the grassy median. He spins the van out, but the driver recovers and keeps going. The game of cat and mouse continues, but then our trooper loses his front bumper in the fray, taking him out of the chase. The news chopper stays locked on the suspect, while backup officers race to close the distance. Eventually, the suspect veers onto an overpass, stops the van, and jumps out. He runs to the edge and straddles the barrier, creating a tense moment where it looks like he might jump. But thankfully, he thinks better of it and surrenders to waiting officers. The suspect, identified as Jose Blanciche, was charged with grand theft, fleeing, and battery on law enforcement, among other offenses. Here's some solid advice. Don't even think about running from the Arkansas State Police. They don't care how fast you're going. They'll pit maneuver you right into the next county if they have to. The driver of this Chevy Trailblazer found that out the hard way. With a firm hand and expert timing, Trooper Carpenter executed a pit maneuver at 88 miles per hour, spinning the suspect's vehicle out of control. He turned around, knowing full well that the scene wouldn't be pretty. As expected, the driver was shaken up, but fortunately, didn't suffer any life-threatening injuries. He was treated at a nearby hospital before facing the music. According to police, he had an outstanding misdemeanor warrant, and his reckless joyride earned him additional charges for fleeing, criminal mischief, aggravated assault, and reckless driving. If you're planning to run from the Florida Highway Patrol, maybe don't choose a giant white box truck as your getaway vehicle. That memo never reached 33-year-old Brandon Baker. On August 23, 2022, Brandon kicked off his morning with a carjacking. Whether the white truck was his first choice or a backup after Plan A went south, we may never know. What we do know is that about a dozen Florida Highway Patrol cars were soon tailing this unwieldy, slow-moving truck as it weaved through Alachua County, pulling stunts that left everyone wondering what would come next.
Back in the right lane of travel. Celebration point. Anybody have any ideas on business? Can we set a two-wheel drive or a two-wheel rear vehicle? What kind of vehicle is it again? We're coming out and I'm sorry. Celebration point. Not hard to do. Definitely dangerous. I'm thinking getting this vehicle off the road. Corey, where are you at now? R393, R393. 75 check, trying to get the 6 out in front of Master Coast. It's not that far. I can go update, please. We're eastbound. We're past the Burger King eastbound. Call one on call from ESO. Eastbound. Now the block eastbound speeds are about 60 miles an hour. Okay, so units 2300 Archer. Northbound into the new Butler Plaza. Northbound 37 Boulevard.
Okay, good. Locked in at the perfect opportunity in that plaza.
Hey, pulling into the Best Buy. Alright, he's running through the Best Buy Plaza.
Bring up my vehicle also.
Alright, we're back on Archer Road. I am now the lead vehicle. Oh, signal 4 into a ASO K9, still eastbound, please. Hey, you good?
You can get around to the island. I'm going to take a look for a car.
They got the car taken off of me.
Between June 13th and 14th, 2020, Victor Toppet turned Pittsburgh into his own real-life version of Grand Theft Auto. The 28-year-old was out on bail for manslaughter charges in Fresno, California, but instead of showing up to court, he skipped town and headed back to his hometown of Pittsburgh. On the night of the 13th, police caught up with Toppet mid-carjacking. He fought off the driver, shrugged off a police taser like it was nothing, and hit the gas, disappearing into the night.
Facing east on right eye of the
Fast forward to the next day. Officers responded to a report of a stolen white pickup truck in Pittsburgh. It didn't take long for their helicopter to spot Toppet lounging on the roadside. As soon as he saw the chopper, Toppet bolted, crashing into an officer and launching one of the wildest chases Pittsburgh had ever seen.
He's running towards the freeway.
Head on into Lafayette. TC, head on into Lafayette unit, so down towards the freeway.
Yeah, we need units on 24. He jumped on the 24. He's running across 24. We're in all green. Just got hit by a car. Need units on 24.
On 24, got hit by a car. We're in all Copy code 3 medic. Lafayette unit.
Attempting to carjack a white sedan.
Attempting to carjack a white sedan.
Every unit on 24. He's running up to every car we can.
All units to 24. Where was the head on with the Lafayette car?
Medical for the Lafayette car. He's forcing entry right now into a car.
Forcing entry into a...
The car's driving off with him hanging off the car. He's entering the tunnel. Left bore of the tunnel. Or right bore of the tunnel.
Copy 215 vehicle, right bore. What's the description on that car?
The 4-door white Toyota Highlander. He's in the car. 215 it. He's in the tunnel now.
For a moment, police lost visual as he zipped through a tunnel, but they picked up the pursuit as soon as he emerged. The helicopter kept watch from above, while ground officers and K-9 units closed in. After a wild pursuit that included Toppet carjacking multiple people, surviving a 20-foot fall, getting hit by a truck, and crashing his stolen car into several police vehicles, the chase finally ended with his arrest in the woods. If facing manslaughter charges wasn't enough, Toppet racked up 15 new felony charges from his 2-day crime spree. You might be wondering how he managed to get into that white SUV. Well, it turns out the original stolen white pickup belonged to his own father. Toppet even snagged the green construction vest he's seen wearing in the helicopter footage from that truck. The SUV driver, he thought he was helping a construction worker in need. Safe to say, that guy might have some trust issues from now on.
Signal board and wrong lane of traffic. Piccadilly, wrong lane of travel, past Piccadilly. Continuing on. Alright, we're still continuing northbound, passing the Metro Diner. Everybody hold the traffic for a second. Keep calling. We're through the parking lot. We're about to come out at 34th Street. Attention again, coming back out on the 34th Street. Going back southbound on 34th.
After a chase full of questionable decisions, Brandon was brought down and taken to a nearby emergency room for minor injuries, but there was no reprieve. He was promptly arrested and slapped with 16 charges, including aggravated battery, grand theft, and hit and run. In a high-speed police chase, officers often have no idea who's behind the wheel, but sometimes they know exactly who they're dealing with and just how dangerous that person might be. Enter Rodney Marshall from Lawrence, Kansas. On July 31st, 2022, Rodney was implicated in the tragic deaths of 2 men found on a snitch list inside his home. Not content with that chaos, he kidnapped his girlfriend and led police on a wild, dangerous chase through Douglas County. Dashcam footage captured Rodney's utter disregard for human life as he opened fire on officers while barreling through neighborhoods. At one point, one of Rodney's bullets disabled a police cruiser, forcing the lead officer to drop out of the pursuit. Meanwhile, another cruiser quickly caught up, but wisely kept a safe distance, fully aware of what Rodney was capable of. The hope was to deploy a spike strip before anyone else got hurt. And the spike strip was a hit. Rodney slowed down and brought the car to a stop, setting the stage for a tense standoff with the entire Lawrence police force.
Face away! Step out! Keep coming! Keep coming!
In the end, Rodney was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree homicide and 6 counts of attempted first-degree homicide. Reports indicated he was acting erratically and suffering from withdrawals at the time of the shooting. His girlfriend revealed that he subscribed to some pretty wild conspiracy theories, even believing that aliens were out to get him. Oh, and let's not forget the bizarre detail that made this story even stranger. He was wearing a Ninja Turtle costume during the event. On December 26, 2021, a routine patrol turned chaotic for a highway patrol officer in Escambia County, Florida. As he was cruising along, a black Jeep Grand Cherokee zipped by in the opposite lane. Inside the Jeep was 18-year-old Traquez Davis, who decided it was time to hit the gas and make a break for it. Traquez eventually ducked into a neighborhood, still ignoring stop signs and careening onto the wrong side of the road. But despite his reckless driving, he couldn't shake the officer, who stayed right on his tail, preparing for a textbook pit maneuver. As Traquez sped on, he narrowly avoided the pit maneuver, putting him at a crossroads, crash head-on into another officer, or take his Jeep off-road. After surviving one pit maneuver, he knew he wouldn't be so lucky the second time around. Traquez had an active warrant out of Okaloosa County for fleeing and eluding police. When officers searched the Jeep, they found a stash of narcotics and several $1,000s in cash. In the end, Traquez faced charges for reckless driving, fleeing, and possession of narcotics with the intent to sell. October 23rd, 2023. Little Rock, Arkansas. A perfect day to showcase just how indispensable OnStar's theft protection can be. Local officers had just received a report about a stolen GMC Canyon cruising south on I-30. Thanks to OnStar, they quickly tracked the truck to a nearby gas station off the highway. As the stolen vehicle pulled into the gas station, the suspects saw the flashing lights and thought they had a chance to escape. Little did they know, OnStar was already one step ahead. While the lead officer stayed on the truck, another dynamic duo went after the man on foot.
You can go through it? Yep. Show me your hands! Turn around! Turn around! Turn around! Get on your knees! Get on your knees!
The unnamed suspect tried to play it cool, claiming he was just looking for a ride. But why would he lie before a pat-down? Suspicion was high. As officers searched the Jeep, they uncovered more than just a stolen vehicle. Inside the man's bag were a gun, ammunition, and narcotics. Definitely not items you'd want to carry around.
Just pull everything out of his pocket. You got it? Okay.
Meanwhile, back at the stolen truck, OnStar kicked into high gear, remotely shutting off the engine. Unfortunately for the suspect, he didn't put the Jeep in park, leaving the door ajar and his escape plans in shambles.
Let me see your hands. Put your hands up right now. You better put your hands up right now. Did you hear what I said? I don't think you can hear me and understand me. You better put your hands up right now. Put your hands up. The car's dead. I disabled it. I disabled it. Put your hands up. Watch out. What did I just tell you?
Get your hands up! Hold up. Look at Johnny.
The suspect didn't make it out unscathed. With his phone prioritized over his freedom, he found himself facing grand theft auto, possession, fleeing, and resisting arrest charges. Thanks to OnStar, what started as a high-speed chase ended with swift justice. Fun fact, while the suspect was too busy trying to outrun the police, OnStar quietly ensured that his joyride didn't become a long-term getaway. Next time you find yourself in a sticky situation, remember that with OnStar, help is always just a button away. Thanks for riding the adrenaline wave with us here. If you're hungry for more heart-pounding action and edge-of-your-seat excitement, don't go anywhere, because we're just getting started.